folks, pieces of my life, horror. Woo. So what I thought I'd do is, I haven't got anything written down, so I'm probably going to talk crap. Look at what horror means to me in the sense of the movie world and the real world, I imagine. Start with the first horror, Carolina Reaper soup. I'm not going to drink that just yet, because once you've had that, anything bit below it is not going to do a lot. The new chili out, created by the same man that created Carolina Reaper. Not quite sure what it's called. I think they're calling it Pepper X at the moment, but it's I think I did see the name and it's got Reaper in it, but the first word is worse than Carolina. What I'm going to do is, though, while I'm talking about horror, round about Halloween time I bought loads of different chilies. I don't know why it comes out at Halloween, and I've got 5 bottles here. It's a set of fiery chilies, for the want of a better word. The garlic one, woohoo. Doesn't smell hot, but what's the smell? Wow. By bloody heck. After all that is, what's that, sucking a freaking lemon. Whoa. Oh, bloody hell. Talk about sour. Whoa. Oh, don't do that. Anyway, alright. Lemon. Ooh. Horror. Horror, it's not a big deal for me, really. It doesn't bother me. What does bother me, horror that human beings can do to human beings. Yeah, there's horror within the animal kingdom. Animals tend to do what animals were created to do, and sometimes it's not that nice. But human beings, we have got the ability to really choose good or bad, light, dark, whatever. And lots of human beings choose to go really down the bloody dark path. And sometimes it's not that far down the dark path when things are bloody horrible. That to me is what real horror is. I just hate what a human being can do to another human being. Well, that's it. Alright, jalapeno. That's a good chili. It smells like jalapenos. I don't know the bloody hell's making it, but that's like bloody jalapeno lemon. Again, no wonder there's no bloody thing on the label, so you can't get in touch with the frigging company because you're throwing the box away. Anyway, yeah, so what human beings can do to human beings, I really flipping detest. That is the real horror in this world. So let's skip from that to movies. What movies affect me. None really. I don't think they ever have. I don't bother too much. You can watch them and you can get into the story, and stories get a bit creepy or something, but they've never really bothered me. I suppose because I logically say, well, I'm watching a bloody film. We'll go to a let's have a look. Let's go to a funny side of it. Years ago, when I was in the forces, I was in the army, I was in Germany, and there was the camp. There were so many camps there. There was our camp. There was the forces cinema. You could go round the road, or you could go through the trees. So me and a couple of mates, we went to see, I think it was Christopher Lee in a Dracula film. And there was Christopher Lee Dracula films, and then there was Christopher Lee Dracula films. They changed as time went on. And the early ones, it was all to do with, very much like Bela Lugosi and that, woman, vampire, cloak over, and you sort of knew she was getting bitten and all that sort of thing. Ooh. And it sort of started there, and then it got a little bit more graphic and whatever. By the time we went to see this film, instead of the woman, say, being in bed and then suddenly going, ah, and just there near the window stood Christopher Lee with his fangs and his cloak. They started changing it, so you might see the wind, you might see a bat in the distance flying, and then all of a sudden, rather than shooting from there to there, you would see a mist, and the mist would swirl, and as it swirled it would turn into Dracula. So this was probably the first time we'd seen that sort of effect. So we went, we watched the film. Walking back, we walked the roadway, and I say it was many years ago, so we were smoking and probably talking about it, and this road is in the middle of nowhere. Nothing was bothering us, but we were talking about it. Turned round, I'm not sure why, we turned round and we'd just gone past a big lamppost. Turned round, and there, near this freaking lamppost with this swirling mist, and I'm sure all of us looked at it and thought, what the freaking hell? Dracula's going to appear. And then it sort of dawned on us that we're smoking a cigarette, it had got into a little bit of a slipstream, and it was swirling round in this flipping gentle breeze, I suppose. But when you turned around and looked at it, you thought, what the frickin' hell? So that's the funny side of it. Number 3. Hot. If this is bloody taste like lemons, I'm going to spit. It's... this smells like chilies, but it's got a maybe smoky smell. It reminds me of bacon and ham, so it is probably what most people call smoky. And this is the hot. No, this is the spicy. Oh, we ain't got to bloody hot yet. Yeah, spicy. Ah, tastes like bacon, a bit like raw bacon. There is that tang there again. Someone got a freaking lemon farm. But it's quite nice. I think not having it on its own with something else, maybe the lemony, tangy flavours. Alright, alright. Itchy jaws. Oh. No, too bloody lemony. Anyway, that was a bit of the funny side of horror. The other side of it, it really doesn't bother me at all. The only thing I don't like about horror, and it's not for the sake of horror, it's for the sake of gore, really, is I'm not a fan of films that theoretically it's gore for the sake of gore. So lots of the time there's no real logical reason for it, but that head comes off and that comes off and blood's there and this is there. But theoretically, a lot of the time there's not a hell of a lot of story to it. It's just loads of things put together to make people go, "Ah." And I'm not a big fan of that. So lots of the big films that are out that probably people do like, I'm not the greatest fan of, really. Horror really doesn't bother me at all. Gruesome, for the sake of gruesome, I could toss it all out the window. I can't honestly see the point to it. Hello! Somebody's at it again. Which one did we have then? Spicy. So I'm going to try the extra hot. Here we go. Well, again, it smells like nice flipping chilli, but please don't taste that frickin' lemon. Alright. It's thicker, you really got to suck it out the bottle. And there's a sweetness there. And this is definitely one of the hotter horror chilies, because you can bloody feel it. And it's not like them flipping horrors. Might be a little tang of it in there, but it's not flipping like those tangy bloody things. Now that is very bloody hot. Now that is either the extra hot one or the rattlesnake. I don't know. Anyway, back to horror. It's never really bothered me. What people do to people, I dislike. Horror, as far as supernatural, those sort of things, I can sort of deal with. I've had times, and I've talked about it before in pieces of my life, where I've felt the presence of evil very, very dark. And it's not flipping good. It's not something I'd want to experience every freaking day, to be honest. But generally, where I live here, I do get things happening every now and then, and it doesn't faze me. I don't sort of, flipping heck. Probably just the way I am. I don't know. Would I watch a film of a graveyard and spirits are coming out the ground and there's whatever? Would I watch something like that and then go for a graveyard in the dark, middle of the night, with the clock striking 12? Yeah, of course I bloody would. That's a film. That's reality. I find graveyards pretty peaceful. Would I prefer somebody to be with me? Yeah. Would I prefer somebody to be with me because it's frightening? No. I would prefer somebody to be with me because why the hell would I want to be walking around a bloody graveyard at 12 o'clock at night? So yeah, it'd be nice as somebody to have a freaking bit of a chat to as I'm walking around. Right, pretty freaking boring, especially if it's dark and you can't see sweet bugger all. Right. Woo. Rattlesnake, which I thought might be the hottest. We'll find out. If it isn't, that one I just had is. This actually has got a bit of the smell of one or two of those down the line, so got a feeling it's going to be freaking lemony. But you can smell it's not like this extra hot one that I like. This one, let's have a go. Ooh. That's sort of nice. It's probably below jalapeno, but when you there is that lemon in there, but there's a sweetness and there's a smoothness. You can feel that smoothness that does it you after a while with a tang. But it's a very blooming tasty one. And lots of these, apart from the very hot one, which I'd use on just about anything and stick it in things I drink and all that. These others I would use with different types of meat or whatever and cook it in and try and incorporate that tag into it somehow or the other. Anyway, that's those. Danger taste. I do have other sets in there. I've got a set of hot chilies from around the world, so I'll try them sometime. But yeah, just to finish it off, horror for me, no big deal. And to be honest, I prefer supernatural films, so witchy type films, ghostly type films, horror, the gruesome, the let's kill everybody in bloody sight and all that. It's just that for that sake. Zombie films, I'd probably drop off to sleep because I find them so flipping boring. So on that note, I'm going to have some Carolina Reaper. Oh, good thing about this, you can't smell any. You can bloody taste it, you can feel it, but there ain't no frickin' tang in there. Ah. That is sheer bloody bliss. After that lot, oh, glad I didn't buy big bloody bottles. Oh, bliss. Heaven or life.